Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracles. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and yes, I'm back. I've been having a hard time with this Scorpio season and all the health issues that it brought in with my chart because it was hitting my fourth house cusp. We'll talk about that, and I'm here with my two favorite Scorpios to help me. Host the show. So first of all, hi Meg, how are you? And welcome to the show.
I'm very good, and I'm happy to be here with you again, Julie. We're all very happy that you're back. I know there's people in the comments very happy that you're back too. And of course, with Elena, it's always an absolute pleasure to be doing a show with Elena. So I'm very happy this evening.
Very happy, and I want to say, Meg, thank you so much for subbing for me for all the different shows. I know you were very busy, so I just want to thank you for being such a trooper and also for your amazing talent in astrology. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
It's always fun.
Yeah, but I know you are very busy, and so I really appreciate it. And hi, Elena, how are you? It's been a while since we last had you on the show. Very happy to see you. Let us know how you've been handling this Scorpio season, and with your birthday that was also during Scorpio season.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be here with you, my soul sister. I feel like it's been a long time. This month has been I feel like we had 4 months that we haven't seen each other. So many things are going so fast, and I feel like we're healing. I've been feeling really, really exhausted in this Scorpio season, to be honest with you. Usually I don't feel like that, but yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, and right before recording, Meg was bringing up the fact that it was a different Scorpio season, right? For a lot of Scorpios. Do you want to expand on that, Meg?
Well, we had, a lot of things going on, an eclipse season during part of the Scorpio season, which I think could be, we're still kind of in the last aftershocks of that last eclipse, October 28th, very intense, the last one in Taurus for like 18, 19 years. Well, at the same time, the ruler of Scorpio, Pluto, in the final degrees of Capricorn. So in a little bit of a explosive, intense place, if you will, and a lot of other intense transits going on. So I don't think it's a normal Scorpio season. I think it's really intense. Also, the Mars Cazimi, of course, that we had in Scorpio on Saturday exact. So it's intense. And we were speaking a little bit before the show that we're ready to step into Sagittarius season. It's a lot lighter. Yeah. A lot lighter. It's felt heavy. And today I've been talking to some Scorpios, more than one Scorpio, that we're all saying, I'm not feeling good right now, feeling really heavy, feeling off. And I think it makes sense with the transits going on. So it'll be really nice for the sun to go into Sag.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to be talking about Sagittarius season. So today is the very last day the sun is in Scorpio. So let's end this Scorpio season in beauty, with positivity tonight with the show. So very happy to celebrate that with you. And usually, as Elena, you were saying before recording the show, usually we're like, oh, we love Scorpio season. Like those are intense transformations, but usually maybe more easy, I want to say. This one seemed to have been a little bit more intense than usual. And Tim is saying here on the screen, the Cazimi was intense. And I have to agree with that. How did you feel with that Cazimi, Meg, personally? And how did you feel that it was affecting different people, maybe different signs?
Well, yeah, very good question. We're still in Sun conjunct Mars, very strong, which we have been for the past few weeks. So a Cazimi, for anyone listening that's like, what the heck is a Cazimi? What are these girls talking about? It's when a planet is exactly conjunct the sun. And it's a very sacred and auspicious thing to happen in astrology. And Mars Cazimis are special because they only happen every 2 years and 2 months. So, we have Mercury Cazimis, a few every year, Venus every 9 months, but Mars, it's not that often. And this is the planet of energy and drive and passion and our masculine side in one of his home signs of Scorpio. So it's like the strongest place for Mars to be in a cazimi with the sun other than Aries. And I don't know about anybody else out there, maybe because I'm a Scorpio, it's been a little bit more intense, but I have not been able to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tired, like, at all. It's like getting to 4 in the morning and I'm like, okay, I probably should be sleeping now. And then I go to bed and I'm just lying there, like thinking about all these things, very Mars, like I just can't settle down. So, yeah, that's how I've been feeling it, and noticing transformations within myself and also people around me. And I think there's so much going on right now that some people don't even realize how good of a job they're doing just day to day, and transformations that might be going on for them. That's something I'm noticing.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And yeah, Elena, you were commenting on also a lack of sleep, perhaps. How was this Mars Kazemi affecting you?
I've been waking up at 4, 4:30, 5 a.m. It's too, like, I feel like at this point at 5 a.m., I'm like, I'm just going to wake up and start my day. But I'm exhausted around like 8 o'clock. But I mean, there's no way, like, I'm trying to go to bed, but I have like so much energy, so much tension. I feel like I need to move. There's so much that I need to express as well. And since the last meditation that we did in October, I remember the messages from the guides were like, okay, listen to all the message that you're going to receive. And I have been receiving so many messages. And also on the personal side, it has been really, really hard because right now in my life, I'm in a point that I need to work on, like, something personal that I need to work on. And it has to, like, I don't have any space anymore in my body, in my soul, that I need to clear out. Also, I feel like everything is coming at the same time. My twins are going to school next year, so I feel like I have so much in my shoulders that I want the best for them. But it's not about what's the best academic. It's more like, how the situation right now it is in the schools. I want to make sure that they have everything, all the tools possible to to have a simple life. So I have right now this responsibility in my shoulders, but it's a bit weird because I feel like around me I'm the only one that worries that much. So that's why I'm like, is it me? Or so that has been hard as well. And even like on the business side, because I have so much, like, I feel like my energy is so limited. It has been like very quiet. So it's like the universe knows that right now I'm keeping my energy with what I'm working with my energy that I need for my family and for me as well. I feel like I've been working with my deepest wounds. So many things are coming out. It's it has been crazy, and everything. I remember Janine and the meditation. She said, "Be careful of what you're going to say, because everything that you will say will happen." And this is what happened to me. So many things that I said, even someone that I know had something personal that happened, and I sent a message to that person, and it happened. And it was not even an intention, and it was actually something bad. So I'm just like, sometimes I just want to be careful. So also I can see that my energy is so powerful. So I really need to be able to use it properly as well. So to be more grounded. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Elena. So I see like, and I saw a comment. I just want to link both with your testimony. And here, RN is saying Scorp energy has been so intense in the past 2 years, shedding the old shell, leveling up. And I think it's so relevant because the nodes have been in the Scorpio Taurus axis for the last year and a half. And so you guys with a lot of Scorpio or Taurus have been on the spotlight for self transformation. So you are shedding the old you, and I feel like this process is still, let's say, it never really ends, but I think you're in the aftermath of rediscovering who you are and how precious and powerful your energy is. So I think it makes sense with Elena, what you were sharing, for you to want to discern where to invest your energy, because you see how important and powerful it truly is. And Scorpio energy is so powerful, it is so healing. So if you spread it out everywhere, then you have none for yourself, and you want to make sure that you want to invest it where it really counts for you. So I think um, that really makes sense. And okay, so I have a lot more questions for you guys. I'm so excited about this conversation. But before, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here with us tonight on the live. And if you are watching from the Maison Jupiter channel, please also don't forget to give us a like over here and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us supporting us in developing any more content. And also, if you are watching from the Beyond Mystic channel, please also give us a like over here and subscribe. And also, we are live on the Rumble channel. So hi to everybody chatting with us on the Rumble channel. And I wanted also to say that no, that's not what I wanted to share here. We have a special pyramid for one of you lucky supporters for tonight, and that's from Carla at Ascension Orgonites. So just let's hear what Carla has to say about this special pyramid, whose name Thea.
Hello everyone, this is Carla from Ascension Orgonites. I hope you're all doing amazing today. I have a new piece for you. The name is Thea. So Thea is made of bloodstone, fire agate, blue tiger's eye, ruby crystals, stainless steel metals, and the Metatron cube symbol in gold. Thea is made for protection against the negative energies, healing, grounding, balancing, and also helping us get out of stagnant or unfulfilling situations. So if you need to make any life changes, remove anything, adjust anything in your life, she will be a great help for that. I'll give it a quick turn so you can see it. And there's Thea. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Carla. And yes, someone here, Diana, is saying just what I need. Yes, exactly. When I hear the description, I was like, oh, I think I might need that one in my life too. So a beautiful pyramid from Carla at Ascension Orgonites. And of course, if you'd like to visit Carla on her website, that's ascensionorgonites.com. And you can already look at the different designs she has for maybe Christmas gifts, holiday gifts. And of course, don't forget Beyond Mystic in one word to get 10% off. Sorry about that. And Tim is saying Carla's pyramids are amazing. I have been having awesome dreams since I got Kelly. And I do have Kelly also on my night table. And I have to say it is very true about the dreams. Thank you, Tim, for that comment. And also, we have a candle from Elena that's with us today. So that's going to be the full moon candle that's going to be given to one of you lucky supporters tonight. And this one is sandalwood scented and infused with garnet, which is a very grounding crystal, very magical crystal, also for any kind of manifestation ritual. So it revitalizes, purifies, and balances energy. And these crystals are charged at the full moon by the candle magician herself, Elena, that's right here. So, and since we're having a full moon that's going to be next week, and we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. So I think it was a good choice for the full moon candle to prepare for that. So that's what I had to say before diving into even more content. Thank you so much, Gemma. Gemma's saying, welcome back. Julie, missed you. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you for everybody who sent me prayers, thoughts in any kind, comments. I received emails. Really, really appreciate it. I really felt those healing energies. So I want to thank everybody for thinking about me and wishing that my health was going to get better. And it did. So I want to say thank you to everybody. All right. And Tim is saying, Elena brings us light and smiles and candles.
Thank you. And I want to thank everybody for the candles as well. I know we have, I know that the business is growing because of you guys, and you guys have been so loyal. so many clients that are ordering, and like it's not the first order. So we're very happy about that. And like the element candle as well, the fire candle, there's only like 4 candles left. So we're very, very happy. So thank you so much, because it's made with a lot of love.
Oh yeah, we feel it. Thank you, Elena. And I forgot to mention my lovely sister as a wonderful helper. So Sophie came over this weekend, and she said, "And your personal healer." Yes. So she did a little bit of energy healing on me, and that made like the world of difference. And also, Sophie's kind of really intuitive with. Well, she's a Virgo and a Pisces rising, so really intuitive with healing. And she was like, she pulled some tarot cards, and she's like, "You have too much fire," because my lungs kept being irritated. So she said, "Okay, there's an acupuncture point that's like right here," and she put a magnet there to like suck up all the excess fire that I had. And as soon as she did that, I stopped coughing for the whole night. So that was really amazing. Sophie, you're truly a magician. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. So like this is when I really started to feel like, okay, this is gonna get better. I'm gonna get through this. So I think it's no coincidence that I was feeling like I was going through a whole death and rebirth myself as we were getting through Scorpio season with that Mars Kazemi. And that Mars Kazemi really hit like the bottom of my chart, which is a very vulnerable point in astrology. So Meg, if you have your cards, could you maybe pull some cards and let us know what kind of, let's say, energetic upgrade or activation did we all go through with this Mars Kazemi in Scorpio?
Okay, very good question. I'm feeling like pulling a Starseed Oracle card and pulling some of my Astro dice.
Amazing.
So let's see. Okay. And I love these. These you can just get online, you guys. They're really cheap Astro dice. And it's a really fun, different way of doing divination. So let's see what kind of, wow, okay. So the card we got from the Starseed Oracle is Big Picture Thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. And I don't think I've ever pulled this card before from this deck. So I feel like this Kazemi is really pushing us out of our comfort zones and into our higher vibrations. And, you know, it's Spirit's making me think about like when I first started my spiritual journey, getting really into kind of starseed stuff first, realizing I was a starseed, realizing what a light worker was. And young Meg thought that, you know, spirituality at first was all about love and light and the things that just felt really good and, you know, the positivity. But the truth is, to expand, to get into that big picture thinking, that visionary way, we have to face our shadow side. And that's what Scorpio teaches us in astrology, is it's not all love and light. We live in duality, you know, and when we want to expand to the next level of our being for our highest good, we're going to have stuff come to the surface. So that's what I've been hearing from a lot of people, not just the Scorpios, but in particular the Scorpios, is things coming up to the surface for healing so that we can then move to those bigger consciousness shifts, next levels in our consciousness shifts. And this is interesting in the Astro dice. I'm going to show one at a time. We got Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, in Taurus, the opposite sign of Scorpio, in the 12th house.
Wow.
So this is healing of really deep-seated patterns, because the 12th house represents really deep-seated issues and patterns, things that are in our subconscious, unconscious. And that's what I've been hearing from people in the last week, is they don't even know consciously why they're feeling kind of off a little bit energetically. So I think it's really important, you guys, to focus on like our dreams and our sleep, because this is also our sleep and our dreams, the 12th house. And if we can try to remember our dreams, if we can try to, when we wake up, maybe just write down, journal anything you remember from your dreams at all, And if you don't remember any visions, just take note of the feelings you have when you wake up, because there's very unconscious, subconscious things, programs I'm hearing being healed. Pluto, regeneration, healing, also deep-seated issues. And Taurus, that's interesting because it's the opposite sign of Scorpio and kind of reminds me of the energy of this card. Sorry, I'm so bad at holding the cards, you guys. Taurus is like the enjoyments of life and very Pleiadian. Taurus, I think, is very Pleiadian connected because it rules music, the enjoyments of life, love, universal love. So to get to those high frequency states, we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to face our shadows and maybe go see a healer if it's too intense for us, or talk to someone, merge with somebody else, Scorpio. If there's things coming up that maybe we've forgotten, maybe we've shoved down into our unconscious so much that we didn't even remember from childhood, from even in the womb. This is really deep-seated things. What do you guys think about that?
Well, first of all, very interesting. Like said Laura saying, I am getting over a sinus infection. Aries head, Virgo lungs. Yeah, lungs are Mercury, but yet Mercury rules Virgo, so you're totally right about that. And you got Taurus, Meg, which made me think about the voice and a lot of people clearing their throat chakra with maybe at night unconsciously, and unconscious patterns that we hold in the throat. And Elena, you were also talking about the importance of saying the right words, because we're manifesting even though we're not necessarily conscious of it. So I'm thinking that a lot of people that are having minor health issues at the moment, maybe related to the voice, to the throat, to the lungs, sinuses, might be connected to we're healing our throat chakra and we're learning how to manifest, because this ability seems like it is a lot stronger than it was. If that makes any sense, Meg, with what you got.
That makes perfect sense. Definitely.
And also you got the big picture thinking card, which reminds me of that Sagittarius energy. So as we're stepping into Sagittarius season, I'm thinking about, we kind of needed to maybe go through a little purge of some kind, and some people maybe had it. Well, I wish that you guys had it maybe in an easier way than I did, or Elena or Meg even. So, but I feel like we're all being, let's say, called to purge a lot of unconscious things that you were getting with the astro dice. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay, before moving forward, I just wanted to talk about Sagittarius season. Yay! So this is from tomorrow, November 22nd, for the next month. So the sun will be transiting the sign of Sagittarius in tropical astrology. So this is a totally new and different energy from the last month. So a lot of people are going to rejoice, I think, because last month was getting into the deep undergrounds of Scorpio and Pluto energy and dealing with our traumas and purging and purging old emotions that we also maybe had stored in our bodies somehow. So Sagittarius is a whole different energy than Scorpio, and it's a lot lighter. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy. So let's start with the good news about that Sagittarius season. So usually Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So it's a lot of beneficial energy. It's called usually the season of opportunities. So a lot of positive things can happen during Sagittarius. And we're also getting, let's say, a little bit away from the eclipse season that we just had. So I think it's going to be a little bit more, let's say, easy to handle, positive. And also, of course, Sagittarius is, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a brain fart. Anyways, Sagittarius is all about this lighter and festive energy, having faith in the universe. That's Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, feeling grateful. So this is kind of a practice I'm trying to be even more, let's say, consistent about is every morning when I wake up, I try to really say what I'm grateful about in my life. So I think it's really good practice to have, specifically during Sagittarius season, since Jupiter is the planet of blessings, gifts, and the more you're grateful about what you already have, the more you're going to draw in even more blessings and abundance, which is Jupiter. It's also the season of higher learning, teaching. So it's a great time to also take a course, start learning something new, start teaching something new. It's also the season of travel, adventure, and we're going to have a new moon in Sagittarius. So that's going to be an awesome time if you'd like to, if you feel called maybe to travel. Also a good time for international opportunities, broadening your perspective on life, and gaining more awareness. So all the spiritual practices are going to be even more potent during this period. It's also a time to watch out for spiritual teachers and false gurus, especially during Sagittarius season. So you could be, let's say, feeling attracted to another teacher, to someone new in spirituality that comes out, and you start listening to a lot of, let's say, videos, courses. So just keep your antennas very, let's say, open, because we never know. And on that note, I just want to say that I've watched a documentary recently on Netflix. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's called Escaping Twin Flames. Have you seen this one? Meg, you say yes?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on Netflix, but I haven't watched it.
Okay. Let me know, guys, if you watched it, maybe in the chat or in the comments. Yeah, so that was just, and I just made the connection with the Sagittarius season, which is all about gurus. So it's basically a couple that started talking about twin flames, our type of, let's say, subject, and became more of, let's say, the dark Sagittarius stuff guru. So they made a series on that. And I felt like it was very crazy to think that those patterns still work in our modern society. And this one hit a bit closer to home because it's in the spiritual field, the new age field, more than religion. And we're used to seeing that pattern with religion. So anyways, let me know what you thought about that if you have seen it. All right, so Sagittarius. First of all, I want to bring you Elena on the screen. Can you maybe think about what usually happened during Sagittarius season for you, which is end of November until the end of December? Do you usually feel like a positive shift in energy is something like keep recurring every year during Sagittarius season for you? How do you usually feel around that time of the year?
Every year I always feel like I want to be in this season because of, like, the holidays, being with the family as well. I get really emotional as well, but like on a positive way as well. So I think that the energy that we're having, and I started to feel the energy today. I actually had a phone call from a close friend that it has been a bit hard, but she was able to open to me, which it was really nice. So I said to her, I feel like I have more the words to talk and been able to express myself without being like feeling attacked or anything. So I would just said to her, thank you so much to open up to me. And it's like, if you need help, I'm here for you. So I feel like something positive it's coming. And yeah, that I love the energy. I love the energy of Christmas, the music. Everybody's happy. And I think right now it is important to stay in that positive energy. Even if we're working inside of us, it is important to see, like you said, Julie, being grateful and to stay in that positive energy, because we can go deep into our wounds, but it's important to stay there. So yeah, I'm very excited to be in this season. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a much needed contrast with Scorpio season, which is all about like the deep healing and the really dark stuff. And now we're like, moving into the light. So, Meg, let me bring you on the screen. Let me know how do you usually feel about Sagittarius season, and what would you say are the best practices maybe to have during that season?
Mm-hmm. I love the energy of Sagittarius season. Like you were saying, Elena, it's like that time when we're building up to the holidays and there's that love and joy and celebration frequency. And yeah, I absolutely love the energy of it. And it's interesting, like the astrological, zodiac wheel actually tells a story about life. So before we can go into the Sagittarius season, we have to go through Scorpio first, right? So before we can step into that light and expanded consciousness, which Sag rules, we have to go through the Scorpio season, the intensity, the revealing, the shadow work, the Halloween, Samhain time, honoring our ancestors. Then we can step into the light. Then we can expand our consciousness. So I think what you said, Elena, was so good there. Like, it's very important for us to be staying in a high vibration. Not that we need to do like toxic positivity the whole time, but it's one of the most positive astrological seasons. So being in that, celebrating life, celebrating the season, being open to play and luck, and noticing the signs and the synchronicities around us. And Sagittarius is very much about gratitude. Like you were saying, Julie, and doing gratitude work, I think is a really great way to work with Sagittarius season. Gratitude meditations, affirmation, because, Sag rules abundance. It's one of the things in astrology that rules abundance. And the truth is that abundance is not just money, it's everything all around us. And being grateful for everything all around us puts us in a high frequency naturally, maybe more than anything else, really. So I think it's a beautiful time of year. And yeah, I wanted to say too, you brought up that Netflix show. What's it called? Like Escaping Twin Flames or something. When I saw that, my Scorpio side, I was like, okay, are they doing that to try to bash the spiritual community? Are they doing that to try to look bad? Really? That's what's on the homepage.
Honestly, I think you're right, Meg. I think there's a background intention of discrediting the whole New Age movement.
Because if you know nothing about New Age or spirituality, and then you watch that, you're going to be like, what the F? Is that what my friends that are into that do?
Yeah.
What the heck? But it's also, I think, good that it exposes how there's some people like that. And I haven't seen the documentary, but from what I understand, those false gurus that, you pay thousands of dollars a month for what? Yeah. Like, what are you paying for with certain teachers, right? And I think it's interesting to note, too, that this Sagittarius season is going to be our last Sagittarius season in 248 years with Pluto in Capricorn. So we may actually, during the Sag season, have a really big revealing of someone who is a false guru. Okay. Capricorn is cleansing of systems that are not true, that do not serve, are in alignment with authenticity and truth. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe one or two or several people that get exposed in some kind of way, that are either spiritual teachers or higher learning philosophical teachers as well. So that's going to be really interesting to see what comes up with that.
Very interesting. And I want to add to that, since you brought up the Pluto in Capricorn. So the very last Sagittarius season we'll have with Pluto in Capricorn, because in the documentary, it really shows clearly that the structure of the organization is clearly pyramidal. So they hire coaches, and then those coaches have to hire other people. So it soon becomes a really obvious pyramid where like only the people on the top can really make money out of it, and the people on the bottom keep spending money to keep in the community and the organization. So I have a feeling that, combined with what you just said, maybe the organizations that are still pyramidal based with, let's say, the old system or the old mentality, but still in the spirituality or New Age topics, are going to be exposed, maybe because they make it seem like it's new stuff, but really they're just using the container of the old way of doing business and enslaving people with just a new facade. So, and you're totally right about the fact that I think they are trying also to put like a slight, let's say, discredit, I don't know how to say that, but discrediting the whole spirituality and new age movements. Because at some point I thought that was crazy, because a journalist keeps talking about the movement and she investigates them, and she said, oh, and I went in their home, and the women in the couple, she used to sit next to her huge crystal, and she said that the crystal gives her messages. Like, how crazy is this woman? So I was like, I think we're all labeled crazy in this community, if that's the case. So I was like, yeah, I talk to my crystals too. So and Elena does too.
I
So,
do.
Me too.
I have one with me now.
very okay, very interesting. Okay, let Elena, I feel like you want to say something.
Yeah, in regards to the energy of the, I feel like the Scorpio, we did work a lot of on ourselves, and now on this season that it's coming, I feel like we would be able to work on in our environment and our home, because we're going to be more with the family, more taking some time off as well. So it's, you take more time. I don't know if you know what I mean, like taking care of your house. I feel like this is the right moment to do it as well.
Yeah, definitely,
The
definitely.
energy. Yeah.
Definitely. And when you said that, I kind of had to download that when Sagittarius comes, it's like you guys are kind of being the leaders and the mentors, which is also a theme of Sagittarius, which is also to share the healing that you've gained for yourself. And Elena, you were also saying that you talked to a friend and you work on listening to her,
Yeah.
and maybe a very subtle way. Maybe you were also becoming some form of mentor, or just a guide for her to step into more of a spiritual path. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel like I'm very honored. Even like just my mom this morning, she's like, "Oh, I'm a bit sad, the situation in the world." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Well, mom, it's important to be aware, yes, but what brings you joy? What brings you happiness? So think about that." So she started to think about my kids, and so I feel like we have this mission to put that seed in like every person that tell us something, like if they feel down or something. I feel like we need to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a good point. Um, I wanted to bring up also, since we're moving closer and closer to the end of the Gregorian year, not the astrological year, but yes, we're now end of November, so there's still, let's say, a little over 1 month until the end of this year. And usually a lot of people start to want to plan or maybe look at the energies ahead for 2024. Meg, do you usually plan your Gregorian year? Do you look at the astrology usually to really maybe be prepared for what's to come according to your birth chart?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of funny because even though it is a fake calendar, the Gregorian calendar that has its, New Year's Day in the middle of winter, it's kind of interesting because it's very close to winter solstice, which is a time in the northern hemisphere of reflection, going within. Also celebration. It's tied to a lot of the holidays, but it's a very reflective frequency, the winter solstice. And I actually really like, even around the Gregorian New Year, because it's so close to winter solstice, to reflect and look forward during the winter time in the northern hemisphere to plan, until the next winter solstice ahead. So I think it is a good time to look at our astrology.
Definitely. And talking about prediction and thinking about the 2024 year ahead, Meg and I are preparing those very special videos for the 12 zodiac signs separately. So there's going to be one video for each sign. So this is a lot of work, love, and energy put into this project. So we really hope it's going to be, let's say, helpful for a lot of people to really look at the energies ahead and how to prepare and navigate those energies the best way possible. So we are recording the remaining signs tomorrow, and we are launching the whole series on Thursday. So if you'd like to look at what's going to, let's say, be more emphasize for your own sign. And of course, look at your rising sign and your sun sign. They are the most important placements to look in astrology. So, and I feel like I'm really proud of those videos, Meg. How do you feel about the work that we've done so far with those videos?
I also feel very proud, for sure. I think we did a very good job with that. It's the first time. It's the first time for me. I think the first time for you too, Julie, doing a forecast for each of the signs for a year ahead.
Yep.
And I think we tuned into your Virgo sun and my sun in the 6th house, and we organized it very well. And we're sharing, the most important transits for 2024 for all the signs. So, a lot of people with astrology can get overwhelmed, beginners to advanced, because there's so many different transits happening constantly. And Julie and I really honed in on what are the most important things that are going on, how's that going to affect all the different sun, moon, rising signs, and how you can be prepared for that. So I'm very excited for everyone who wants to see it to receive it.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I forgot to say it's going to be available on beyondmystic.net. And it's going to be available for the IAP members and also in pay-per-view format if you'd like to buy just one episode. Not going to be expensive. It's a 30-minute video long. We try not to overwhelm the audience with too much information. We try to keep it on the most important themes for the year ahead. So we look at the 4 eclipses, what's going to be in transformation in your birth chart regarding the eclipses. We look at Pluto, what house it's going to activate for the next 20 years. Jupiter, what house it's going to activate for the next year. And the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is a big deal in April. What house and what could happen in your life. So very excited about that. We're launching that on Thursday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fairy Lies, who's saying you ladies look gorgeous in that poster. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And a lot of people say looking forward to this show. Gonna be amazing. Thank you so much. Very excited about that. All right. So wanted to, I know I've been a bit silent in the past weeks, but I was still working really hard for you guys because I think it's important to be able to plan a little bit in advance what is going to be, let's say, important in the energies. What's the best timing to maybe prepare for something specific? Maybe you'd like to buy a house, maybe you'd like to move, to travel, to take vacation. So I think it's a good guide to really plan ahead. All right, and then next subject, I wanted to talk about a little bit of the full moon that's going to be coming next week. That's going to be on Monday, on November 27th, but it's during the night, so it's going to be still effective on Sunday. So very close to us. This is going to be a full moon in the sign of Gemini. So first of all, I'd like to bring Elena on the screen because I know we did a lot of work for the last full moon meditation together. That was the eclipse. And I think we might still be doing, let's say, releasing since we had this very powerful eclipse. So I'd like to know how you've been dealing with the energies since the last singing bowl meditation, and have you received any guidance for the next one next week, what we're going to be working?
Well, like I said, it was very, very healing. I've been through so many messages, and I feel like there's so much that I need to express right now. I feel like I'm ready, but that full moon that we're gonna have, I feel like all the words that I need, I'm gonna get it, and I feel like I'm gonna be like, just to have this little last step that I need to be able to express myself and being able to be free of what I'm working. And we've been working so hard since the first meditation we did in February. So it's like a process that we're doing. And yeah.
And that's so, sorry, my voice. It's so relevant what you're saying, Elena, because this full moon is going to be in Gemini. So that's the sign of speech, communication, the choice of words, manifesting with your words. So that's, I think, a big theme of what we're going to be working together. And then I'd like to ask Meg to maybe let me know right off the bat, what do you think about this full moon? I know we did the Astro Woo and we talked a lot about this one, this very interesting full moon. So first of all, the moon is going to be in Gemini, and since it's a full moon, the sun will be opposing the moon in Sagittarius, because we will be then in Sagittarius season. Mars, as you can see, is very close to the sun. And this axis, which is the full moon axis, is making a T-square to our friend Saturn. Your impressions, and also forgot to say Mercury, the ruler of this full moon, is going to be in an exact square with Neptune. Your impressions, Meg.
Yeah, this is a funky one, gonna be honest with you guys. This is a weird full moon. So, it's better for us to be honest with you guys, and then we can navigate it to the best of our abilities, than for us to just say, oh yay, it's a full moon. This is a good full moon. This is one we want to stay really grounded. There's a T-square between the moon with Saturn and Mars. It's Mercury is at fall position in Sagittarius, and Mercury is the dispositor of this full moon. So it's the ruler of Gemini, and in square to Neptune exact, Mercury square Neptune. So this is lies that maybe we're telling ourselves being illuminated with this full moon, or lies from others being exposed. Also illusions, also beliefs that are not really grounded, that are illusions coming forward. So we want to really pay attention with this full moon, what is real in reality and what is not. Okay, like what is the real reality based off of what is actually going on in the world, based off of what we're creating in our mind in a fantasy world, or what are other people's projections, which are a fantasy world that maybe we're hearing the words Mercury from others, but we've seen no action. We've seen no grounded reality around it. So I think because this moon is in Gemini, it's very much about our relationships. And I'm going to say like all relationships, because Gemini specifically is about siblings, cousins, and friends specifically. But this moon is at a Cancer degree, 4 degrees. So it's very much about family as well. And I feel like there can be very intense and even hard conversations that are naturally going to come up around this full moon regarding family, and maybe changes that have to happen in family, or things that we haven't expressed yet, Gemini, to our family. So I would say just be very, and also Saturn is still at 0 degrees of Pisces and in these harsh aspects. So it's very, this is like a heavy full moon. So just be honest with yourselves, you guys. I personally do whatever you guys feel. I wouldn't like set an intention at this full moon, because I feel like there's so much smoke and mirrors and fog that this is more of a full moon to just be in release, be in a letting go frequency, and just watch what is coming up and what is being mirrored, because there's definitely, I think, things being revealed. Does that make sense how I explain that?
It makes a lot of sense, actually. And I want to bring up the slide that I made, which I think is very in line with what you were saying, Meg. So first of all, yes, we have the T-square. So a lot of people could be completing a process that require maybe more work, efforts, responsibilities. So Saturn requires usually a lot of hard work and more responsibilities to get something done. And since it's a full moon, there's also this completion aspect coming up at this time. And also Gemini, which is the sign of this full moon, is all about communication, papers, course, school. So it's interesting, Elena, that you were also really thinking about what kind of school you want to take your kids to next year when they start kindergarten, which is an important decision. And maybe it'll be coming up during this full moon, because usually the full moons bring completion decisions, especially with a T-square. Usually it's like, you need to make a decision. Siblings, friends, information, business, marketing, trading skills, languages. So also the need to really make sure we express words that are in line with our intentions we want to manifest. Very important. And then the square to Neptune of Mercury, misinformation, confusion, deception. lack of clarity, propaganda, illusions, scare tactics, and possible health fake crisis. Let's just mention everything here, since there is a lot of this health axis being emphasized at this time. We have Saturn, that's like the center of the apex of the T-square in 0 degree Pisces, and we also have Neptune in Pisces, and lots of Pisces degree in that full moon chart. So, well, two things. I think health is going to be a major topic. So let's make sure you guys are staying healthy with natural supplements. You take care of your body. If you feel like you need to rest, usually when we have a lot of Pisces, usually we need to rest a lot more. And also, interestingly enough, we have a conjunction between Venus and the South Node at the moment of this full moon. So I think it could be a positive time for love, romance, dating, past life partners, reconnecting from friends from the past, spending time with friends. And well, of course, we need to be careful about the Mercury-Neptune square, which can bring a lot of, let's say, we don't have the full picture yet. We don't have all the informations yet about if it's a new person entering our lives. Let's just wait because of this square. But nonetheless, I was feeling like this is the one I wanted to bring up for the meditation. A lot of this forgiveness energy coming through with this full moon, with Neptune, which is like the higher frequency of Neptune is forgiveness. And also communicating with love, which is a topic that I feel very strongly with this full moon. So this is what we're going to be working on. That's going to be next week on Wednesday. And of course, you can already register. That's on the beyondmystic.academy website. Let me just find right here. So I put it on the homepage. You can now register. And of course, it's a sliding scale donation as usual from $22 to $222. And if you are experiencing financial difficulties and you would like to join, please let us know through email, and we'll make sure that you can be there live with us. Elena, your thoughts on this coming meditation? Do you have any intuitions, any messages maybe you feel guided to share with us?
Well, I feel like when you were talking about it, there's so much love that it's going to come out of this full moon, out of that full moon meditation. And it's like you said, Meg, also that we need to watch and like just be careful before saying anything, but receiving everything with love. And once we're going to be able to forgive, we're going to find the words to be able to forgive anything that we need to heal from the past, anything that we need, any person that we need to heal as well, from a relationship, from something that happened, and from the last 2 years. I feel like there's so much releasing that it's going to happen next week. Very excited. Oh, you're muted, Julie.
Sorry about that. That seems to be a lot more positive than, let's say, the past themes that we had, which seem to be heavier. I feel like even though we have this Saturn T-square to this full moon, I feel like we're going to be working with the energy of love, as you said, Elena. So I feel like it's a very positive and uplifting theme. And a lot of people have been commenting on sleep and how it is regenerating and how we heal in our sleep, which I find very interesting because it connects with the themes of Neptune. Neptune is sleep, Neptune is healing, Neptune is forgiveness. So I'm feeling like something might be happening in our sleep, Meg. If you could maybe pull some cards and let us know what you think is happening, maybe if you have a personal opinion on that too.
Very good question. And there was a comment that I started earlier as well about sleep that I forgot to bring up. Yes, I totally agree. We're healing in our sleep. First, I'll answer that question, then I'll say what I was going to say. Okay, let's see. Wow, we are getting huge upgrades in our sleep. We got 2 activation cards. We got the solar flare cards, you guys can't make this stuff up.
Whoa.
Activation. And from the Starseed Oracle, the blue flame, activation, spontaneous awakening, integration time.
Wow.
So sometimes I get really tripped out when I think about sleep, because it's like a time where we're not conscious. We don't know what the heck is going on when we sleep, right? We are going into the other realms, we're going into the other dimensions. And I feel like there's so much. Yeah, Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Says, feels like healing on a soul level. There's so much going on when we sleep that we are not conscious of. Healing, we're meeting with our spirit guides and our ancestors. We're doing light work during our sleep. We're getting activated big time during our sleep. So I think sleep is very, very important. And maybe we need to be doing a little bit more sleep than usual, I'm hearing spirit say. So there's that with the cards. And then I just wanted to say there was a comment earlier. Sorry, I forget who the person was, and I don't know if I
can't find it. I was trying to find what you were.
I think I screwed up with that comment, but someone in the comments was saying that they've been dreaming about past friends, and they're wondering if those friends are dreaming about them too. And it made me emotional, because for the past 3 years, I kept dreaming about 2 friends that I lost connection with. We stopped our friendship. And I kept dreaming about them. And I had the same reoccurring dream that they were telling me, oh, we're not mad at you, Meg. Everything's fine. Like I kept having this dream where I would walk up to them, and I felt really nervous to communicate. Like, are you guys upset at me about something? Like, why did you guys just kind of like cut me off? Because that's what happened. And every time I saw them in dream, they were like, oh no, we love you. Everything's fine. Like, come sit at the table. I've reconnected with them, and my dream was right. They were like, now that I've reconnected, they're like, we were never actually, it was a total misunderstanding. So I feel like, and a lot of ancient societies talk about, if you're dreaming about someone, especially if it's more than once, you should reach out to that person. There's a reason why you're dreaming about that person. So whoever it was in the comments, and if this message resonates with anyone else, if you're having reoccurring dreams about an old friend, a family member, work colleague, whatever, maybe you need to reach out to them for whatever reason.
Okay, Elena, I'd like to bring you on the screen. What do you think about that? Did you have any messages for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Because something that it's going on with me since last week, I feel like during the day, I need to sleep, and I get so tired, and I'm just sitting, and I fall asleep for an hour. But in a sitting position.
And usually you don't sleep a lot, so that's very unlikely of you.
No, exactly. And I've been getting like a lot of messages during those naps. It's like, I need to sleep.
Wow.
It's like my body needs to stop automatically, and it has to be now. This is very strange. So it's probably
you're getting activated by, let's say, your team, and they need you right there at the moment.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and I was thinking about something, because a lot of people are talking about like how sleeping is important, because we're getting all those upgrades, we're getting repaired, we're getting healed during our sleep. And I remember watching, his name evades me now, but it was a spiritual master, so-called master, from India, who used to say that sleep was not good, and we should be sleeping less than 8 hours a day. And if we were sleeping more than 8 hours, then we were like dead, and that was useless. Anyways, so that really didn't really resonate with me when I heard that, because I've always been a big sleeper, and I feel like I do a lot of stuff at night, and I feel guided to sleep a lot because I need to regenerate. Meg, what's your take on that first? And then could we maybe pull some cards? Is it like a psyop to make us think that sleep is not good? Or is there an agenda behind that?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm getting a lot of downloads with that. Like, the way that we live, this very fast-paced Western society, there's a lot of factors that affect our sleep and don't allow us, the constant crisis after crisis, trauma-based mind control. It's all to get us to not, I'm just kind of channeling this right now, to not go into sleep, because sleep
Wow.
is very, very important. It's extremely important. And I feel like galactic people saying this through me right now. It's like extremely important. And it's funny how there's some of those spiritual people, you know, I call them like the spiritual bypassers or whatever, that say you shouldn't be eating anything. You shouldn't be, you don't need to eat. You don't need to drink. You don't need to sleep. You don't need money. You don't need this. You don't need that. That will kill you if you don't have any of those things. So it's interesting that there's something trying to come into the spiritual community to actually disrupt us and really offset us, because sleep is really important.
Make you feel disembodied, which is kind of the opposite way from where we're going right now, is to like take spirituality and still remain in a physical healthy vessel, right?
The astro card we got for that is dignified strength. Having good sleep makes us strong, which kind of goes without saying, and strengthens our energy field. So, and everybody's different. There's some people might not need as much sleep as others, but for the most part, generally, we need around 8 hours. And if we don't get that, it's really affects you, mind, body, and spirit, for sure.
Wow. Okay. I love that. And yeah, people are commenting a lot on that subject. Oh, interesting comment here. Ellie is saying sleep deprivation makes a person much easier to program. So that's a really good one. And also what you were saying, Meg, the fact that everything has been coordinated with the short attention span, the fact that our nervous system is so overstimulated all the time that we can't really fall asleep properly and rejuvenate and regenerate our energy, our battery, and get those activation during night. So I feel like it seems like it's a plan, a psyop. And Elena, because we're kind of different on that point. You sleep not a lot.
No.
You're quite active during the day with the twin boys. How do you feel like sleep is let's say is working on your body? Do you think like you need less because of a specific reason? Do you think yeah, let me know what you think.
I feel like because I have a how do you, is it a,
Mouthpiece?
yeah, exactly, when I'm sleeping, because I'm dreaming a lot. But I feel like when I am sleeping, like let's say 4 hours, I'm sleeping a very deep 4 hours. But then after, it's like I'm awake, and I'm receiving like so many messages as well. So, but that's, you can get tired as well of like receiving so many messages. Maybe that's why my body right now, it's like, okay, you need to sleep during the day as well.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And hello, Jean-Claude from Beyond Mystic says pure sleep is amazing. So yes, Cliff High developed that product to help people sleep naturally without. I always say this word wrong. I was gonna say cortisol. That's not the word I want to say. Anyways, Meg, do you know what I'm talking about?
I might not know it. I was just going to say serotonin, but that could be wrong. Or
Melatonin.
Yeah.
Yeah, melatonin. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So without it, so it's a natural product that he helped develop. Thank you for your comment, JC. And lastly, before we end the show, we have a very special surprise for you guys. Well, it's not going to be a surprise because now we're going to reveal the surprise with Elena. She's been hard at work recently, and December 7th will be the launch of this very let's say long awaited and very interested course that you're developing on the Academy. Could you let us know a little bit of what you've been working on?
I've been working with the feng shui. So I know it's been a long time that we've been talking about feng shui, and a lot of people need a lot of help, let's say, in the baguas in our places, in our home, because yes, we're working on ourselves, but around us, it's so important. So it's going to be the basic of the feng shui that I'm so happy to give you that, because yeah, very, very excited.
And what a timing, because it's going to be ready to offer for a Christmas gift or for yourself if you'd like to also, let's say, start the 2024 year in a whole new energy in your own home. So you're going to be giving really practical advice on simple things you can do in your home to really change the flow of energy and really have a lot more positive results. Am I saying this correctly?
Yes, exactly. So it's simple things, um, everything that you have at home. You don't need any tools. So when you're going to be doing the course, you're just going to be looking at your place, and it's like, okay, you're going to be moving things around, and you will see that the energy will flow automatically. Yeah.
That's very exciting. And I want to say that when I first learned about feng shui, I did a little bit of different, let's say, changes in my home, which were very minor. And I totally felt the difference, especially with abundance, money coming. I felt like I released a lot of blocks that were staged in my home. So I feel like it's going to be really helpful for all of us, because you want a healthy flow of energy in your body, in your home, in your life in general. So thank you so much, Rebecca. Grateful for you ladies. Thank you, Meg, Elena, and Julie. Very, very appreciate your donation. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And yeah, Brit Merritt is saying, wow, Elena, congrats. And a lot of people are looking forward to it. So very happy about it. I know you've been working hard, so that's why we kind of had to postpone a lot of the Beyond Harmony weekly series, because Elena has twin boys. She has a candle business, and she does the full moon meditation on the academy. So we had to, let's say, plan so we can really invest your very important energy into all the right places to have this ready for December. So very excited about that. And lastly, I just wanted to bring up the fact that I know, Elena, you had an appointment with Meg for your solar return. So can you let us know, like, how do you think it can allow you to maybe look at the year ahead, and how was your appointment with Meg?
My appointment was absolutely amazing, Meg. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. I feel like everything that you said to me, it's it's on point. The only thing that I was not aware, it's that roller coaster that I'm going through, but I mean, I know that it's for a good thing, for a good cause, that I'm just gonna come back. And like you said, for me, it's a time for me to be exposed, be out there. So that's the reason why I'm working on myself right now. So it was an amazing appointment. And Meg, if you want to share something as well from the appointment and
Well, I just got to say, I didn't know that we were going to announce your course. So I'm so excited for you, Elena. And I know that that came up when we were looking at your astrologies. This is literally so in alignment for you this time
So
to
true.
step even more into your teacher and your guide role. And you're just such a beautiful, magical woman, Elena, and I'm honored to have you as a friend and a soul sister and a colleague. And I just love your energy so much. I think you're very authentic. And I think this is going to be amazing, your feng shui course. It's so needed right now, because a lot of us, with the changes that are going on, it can feel really unstable on the planet. And when we have that grounded, solid home foundation, as you're going to share with us in the feng shui course, it's going to be able to help us navigate and go through these times of transition as effortlessly as possible. So I'm really happy for you. It's going to be awesome.
Very, very excited. So let's just end up on, of course, if you'd like to book with Meg, and we have the 1 year personal forecast appointment ahead. So either you can use this one for your solar return if your birthday is coming up anytime soon in the coming months, or if you'd like to look at your 2024 year, that's another possibility that Meg could look at both also. And the other appointment available is the birth chart astrology reading. So Meg looks in depth at your own birth chart. What are your gifts? What your ideal career, your ideal relationships. Anything is coded in your birth chart. So if you'd like to get any one of those 2 appointments with Meg, you can book right now. And please don't forget to use Beyond Mystic in one word for 10% off your next reading. And Meg, could you let us know a little bit of when you think are your next availabilities?
My earliest availability at the moment is like the middle to end of January right now. So if you are wanting a specific for your year ahead for 2024, now's the time to book a reading because it's going to, sell out, I think. soon.
Yeah, definitely. So be quick about that if you'd like to schedule a reading. And if your birthday is in the, let's say, the first months of 2024, it's also a great time to plan ahead while she still has availability. So thank you so much, ladies. That was a wonderful episode. Very flowy, as usual, with the 2 of you. Thank you so much, Elena, for being part of this episode. Really looking forward to your formal meditation next week and for your Feng Shui course on the beginning of December. Thank you, Meg, for your usual talent, wisdom, astrology knowledge. Really appreciate you. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining us in the live chat, and let us know in the comments what you thought about this episode. Sending you much love, and we'll see you very soon. Au revoir.
Au revoir.